Mobile police need your help identifying two people they say stole a woman's purse straight out of her shopping cart. That happened in the Target parking lot on Schillinger Road. Police say the victim was putting groceries in her car when a man walked up and snatched her purse. Investigators say the victim fought with the thief, but he got away in the passenger seat of the white Pontiac Grand Am and drove off. We have a photo of that car. The white Pontiac was last seen traveling north on Leroy Stevens Road. Mobile police say it's important to always be aware of your surroundings.
When you're out shopping, you're running errands, you're not really paying attention, but that is actually what these kind of criminals are looking for. They are actually going to target people that seem like they're preoccupied, or they're in a hurry, or they're having to deal with children.
Police say the white Pontiac Grand Am did not have a tag on it. If you know anything about this crime, call Mobile Police tonight.
A follow-up now to a story we first told you about over the weekend. Mobile police say the man who was shot and killed on Ridge Street was the victim of another shooting 2 months earlier. Police say 19-year-old Dave Populus died from multiple gunshot wounds. Back in April, Populus reported a robbery to police and told officers he asked someone for a ride to Dolphin Island Parkway. He said when he got out of the car, the man pulled a gun and demanded his property. That case was never pursued because police say Populus failed to prosecute. So far, police haven't said whether that shooting was also related to the most recent shooting. No suspects have been named in the case. If you know anything about the shooting, call Mobile Police tonight.
A former Fox 10 News fugitive file suspect is facing more charges tonight. Mobile police arrested Chandrika Purdue after they say she stabbed another woman. It happened last night on Sumner Drive. Investigators say the victim suffered multiple wounds but was able to drive herself to the hospital. She's expected to be okay. Now, we first told you about Purdue last October. That's when she was charged in connection to another stabbing at Azalea Point Apartments. Police arrested this guy on Sunday for a stabbing. Investigators say Quentin Molds pulled out a knife and stabbed another man on Sea Beach Drive. Police say those injuries are not life-threatening. Molds is charged with assault.
The Mobile man accused of kidnapping and assaulting a South Alabama student is expected back in court this week. 24-year-old Jawan Dawson has a hearing set for tomorrow. Dawson faces charges of robbery, burglary, and sexual assault in a home invasion. Investigators say the crime happened on East Drive back in April. That was just one day after police say he abducted and sexually assaulted a USA student. Dawson has already been denied bond in both cases. Daphne police dismissed a captain over the weekend less than 3 weeks after he was arrested. Captain Daniel Bell faces third-degree domestic violence harassment charges in Baldwin County. He was first arrested back on June 5th. Since then, Bell has been the subject of an internal investigation at the Daphne Police Department. It's not clear yet what that investigation turned up. As we uncover new details, we'll be sure to let you know.
A follow-up now to a story we first told you about Friday night here on Fox 10 News at 9. Firefighters were busy battling a blaze at a grocery store on Spring Hill Avenue when someone drove around a police barricade and over a fire hose. That hose burst open, shooting water into the air. Officials say the hose is a firefighter's lifeline, and without that water, the situation could become deadly. Oh my gosh. I was shocked to see a fire hose burst open and shoot water 30 to 40 feet into the air after a car drove over the supply line Friday night. It's wild video, but a dangerous situation because without that water, the firefighters have no protection.
Well, they'll either evacuate or they won't make it out of the building in this situation. And that's why it is so vitally important that people stay off of our water supply lines.
This time there was enough water pressure to put the fire out at Cash Saver Plus, but that's not always going to be the case.
At the scene of any fire like that, we have to get a water supply to it. We have to have more than what we carry on board these trucks right here, because this is just 500 gallons. So we have to take a big supply hose and put it, in this case, across Spring Hill Avenue.
Oh my gosh. The driver of that car was pulled over and a property damage report was written. The traffic fine is $167 plus any property damage to the hose, which costs between $500 and $600.
It's a 5-inch diameter hose, large, heavy, does not maneuver well.
To keep first responders safe and prevent something traumatic from happening, officials ask the public to be careful and obey roadblocks.
If you don't have business there and you don't need to be there, please make sure you're well back from it, stay off of our hose lines, and respect what law enforcement is directing you to do.
No word yet on the amount of damage to the store. Now, 2 firefighters were injured while battling that blaze. Both have since been released from the hospital, and they're expected to be okay.